Hello, Flosstube. It's Sarah, handmade by Sarah W, and I'm back with Flosstube number 4. I'm excited to be here. Thank you for being here and watching me. And if you're brand new, welcome. And if you are returning, thank you very much for coming back. I'm so excited to have you here. I have a lot to share with you today. It's been a couple of weeks since I've been here. And when I filmed Flosstube number 3, the very next day we left and went to the beach. So I had that, and then yesterday, July 1st, was my birthday. So I've had a lot going on and just didn't really have time to film, but I have a lot to show you, and I'm excited that you're here. And let's just jump into what I've been working on. Okay, so I left to go to the beach the very next day after I filmed my last one. Like I said, my plan was 100% to take a current whip with me. Like, I was not starting something new. I wasn't going to do it. I was really trying really hard. But the morning of, I just could not help myself. I just really wanted a new start. And I normally do that. When I do go somewhere, I normally take something new. So this isn't anything new. I was just trying to say, you know what? I have plenty of whips. Let me just work on something. But that just went right out the window. And I'm not mad about it because I had so much fun stitching on what I'm about to show you. But I want to rewind, I think a week before that was the Thursday, I think it was a week, was the first day of StitchCon. I didn't go. But I know that everybody that went had a lot of fun, and I've really been enjoying watching the floss tubes of everybody coming back and showing their haul and their pictures and everything that was shared on Instagram. It was really fun to follow along with all that, and maybe I'll get to be there sometime, but this year I was not. So that the first day of it, I was kind of feeling a little bummed, and I was like, you know, man, that would be so much fun to be there. But I go out to my mailbox and I was completely shocked that I had a package in there because I was not expecting anything. I wasn't waiting on a package. And it was from my very sweet, thoughtful, precious friend, Carrie from Tiger Lily Designs. She sent me a little package, and she had what she gave to her table mates, and she sent me one. And it was the sweetest thing. Like, literally, I open it and I start just bawling. I mean, you can imagine, like, the thoughtfulness of this, just, I cannot tell you what that meant to me and how that just melted my heart. It made me so happy. Inside of there was this precious project keeper, and it's a smaller size than what she normally does, and it was the most perfect thing. Like, I had to put something new in there. How could I not? How could I go to the beach having this and not have something new in it? So that led me to what I kitted up. I'll show you what's inside. So inside, it's the double pocket, and I just have all my projects, sorry that's upside down, on the bobbins. I used all the called for DMC for this. And this pattern, I'm sorry to tell you because it's a PDF, and I should have brought my iPad up here to show you. It's by Carolyn Manning, and this is called Floral Glass. This is, if I can figure out, don't hold your breath, but if I can figure out how to do a picture on here, I'll put a picture of it. But I also have posted this on Instagram too. But this is where I am so far. There is another row above it and below it, and it's these beautiful stained glass flowers. Well, this ended up being the most perfect car riding piece I could have picked. I mean, once I got the black outline, which wasn't super hard or anything, then it's just fill in. It was a dream. Do you know I didn't stitch anything else on that beach trip other than this? I didn't stitch a lot anyway, but I did stitch in the car and a little bit, you know, while I was there, but mostly we were doing beachy stuff. So I love this. I love it for being in the car. So I don't know if I'm gonna stitch it, you know, all the time, or if I want to save this for times when, like when you're in the doctor's office and you just need fill-in, like I don't need a pattern, I don't need to look at anything. I don't know. This was such a comforting thing to me to stitch that I don't really want it to be over very fast. Like I kind of want to keep it in my arsenal as like, okay, when is a time that I need easy stitching? I'm pulling this one out. So we'll see. Because once I do start it, I don't want to stop. So we'll see what happens. I don't have any set plans on it. If you see behind me, my July Quaker is complete. I did this for the Colorado Cross Stitcher summer camp. This was my June piece. So the prompt was to stitch something with birds, and it has the birds. I finished it in the month and fully finished it, and now it's displayed. So for my July piece, I started the August Quaker. The prompt for this is stitch something that grows, and there's flowers, and I think there's a bird. Yeah, there's a couple birds. So this counts. I was already gonna start it July 1st anyway. So it worked perfectly to fit right in there for the Colorado Cross Stitcher. The hashtags on that are Colorado Cross Stitcher and Cross Stitch Camp 2023. So if you want to play along, pull out something, get started today, something that grows. You don't have to finish it. It's okay if you don't. I'm stitching this. So I started it last night and I got some stitches in on it this morning too. It's going really fast. Some of these are like lightning. Some of them I take a little more time, but this one, well, look how much I've gotten done just in a little bit last night and this morning. I'm stitching this on an 18 count Aida, and I think the color is sand, I think. I'll try to find it out if anybody really wants to know, but I'm using the called for DMC colors, and I have them. And y'all, I'm not that great at remembering, like I'm trying to remember to say all the things that I used, and I've been called out on that, and I'm sorry, and I'm really trying. And I already forgot to tell you about that floral glass. It's on 16 count. I'm using 2 strands, and it's Picture This Plus Glacier, and it's all the called for DMC. Called for DMC on this one. There's a green and an orange and a blue. So that ought to be pretty. I only have one more of these, September. And I have it right here in this bag. So once I finish August and September, that's it. I'm happy to have them done, but it's been fun stitching those. All right, next up, also kind of didn't expect this in the mail, but was real happy when I pulled it out. I got my magazine, Punchneedle and Primitive. If you don't get this already, it's a great, it's really fun just to look at it, but it also has really good patterns in here too. I wasn't planning on starting anything new that day, but when I got it and I saw, let me show you. This is by Barbara Anna, and it's called Summer Plant. So when I saw that, I had just gotten back from the beach for one thing. If you can look and see, there's tiny little beach elements, like look at that whale with the spout and the pink flamingo and that drink, the little sailboat, the sand castle. I was like, okay, how many sand castles did we build? Like, I'm about to stitch this right now. So I started that, and in 3 days, I had it done. And it's little. I mean, it's the size of my hand, you know. I did it on a 20 count. I used one strand, and I did use all the called for DMC. I messed up a little spot somewhere and kind of had to fudge it, but you can't tell. I mean, I don't even know where it was. I think I messed up. Maybe I didn't. Who knows? Nobody knows. But anyway, I thought that was cute. I need to get it finished up, and it's adorable. Okay. Yesterday, like I said, was my birthday, July 1st. And what we did to celebrate is my family, my little family, and my mother jumped in the car, and we drove a couple hours to the closest needle workshops to us and just did a little road trip, and it was so fun. And I have a little bit of haul to show you from that. We had a ball. The first stop that we made was the Patches and Stitches in Huntsville, Alabama. Love that store. It's in an old house, so every room has something different. Like one room just has fabric, linen, Aida, whatever you want. One room has needlepoint. One room has most of the patterns. Then there's another section, and it's got notions and the new patterns. And I mean, then there's like I mean, it just keeps going. There's in the back, there's all the quilt fabric. That's like a whole nother world back there. I mean, it is. I love that store. They're so helpful. They're so sweet. If you are looking for something you're not seeing it, just ask them. It's really well organized. But anyway, we had a lot of fun. So we're on our way. My mom hands me a present, and she says, I want to go ahead and give you this one, and you got to open it before we get to the shops. And I was like, okay. So I open it, and I pull out the Floral Motif Sampler by the Scarlet House. I have wanted this for a while. I love this pattern. I think it's beautiful, and I think it will be really fun to stitch all these different motifs, because some of these are little. Like you could just say, hey, I'm gonna do one a day. Or this week I'm just gonna work on this one big one and spend a little time. I think what I might do is just in the morning say, okay, I'm gonna pull this out, do one little one, or work on a bigger one for a couple days this week or whatever. I think it's gonna be really fun. It is $2.85 by $2.17, and I can't wait to pick a fabric for this and get going. I'm really excited. Thank you, Mom. I love it. And then I pulled this one out. Rejoice Evermore by Brenda Gervais. I love the colors. I love the bluebirds. Love the house. I love it all. Love the border. I love it. I can't wait to get started on this one too. This one is, let's see how big. 251 by 248. I really like, y'all, I love doing small and big at the same time. It's just such a different feel when you're working on something long that you're going to work on it for a while. I love that. I love to get settled in. Hey, I'm good with that. But I also love something like, hello, 3 days, done. I don't know. It just gives me a different feeling. Both of them do, and I really crave both of those feelings. I bet y'all are the same, I'm sure. But okay, so then next stop, we get there. So I open those on the way, we get there. And I got some patterns that I'll show you. Okay. I had been eyeing this one for a while and never ordered it, so I finally did. This is called M&A 1853 Needlework Press. So pretty. Excuse me. This one, let's see how big you are. 121 by 149. It's not huge. I'm so excited to do that one. So when I saw it, I was like, okay, I'm gonna get that. Then, well, I watched Carrie from Tiger Lily Designs, and she was talking about Christmas in July. So that kind of got me in a Christmassy mood. And at first, I was going to stitch my Christmas whips. But I think we're going to change that. I think I'm going to do that. I am going to do that. For sure. But let's start something new, right? So I got Cup of Christmas Cheer by Brenda Gervais. I've been wanting this for a while. Saw it, grabbed it, said, I'm going to start that real soon. Excuse me. This is, it's not too big. Let's see. I don't see the size. It says it's 7 5/8 by 9 1/8. But I don't see the stitch count without taking it out. We can take it out. I'm probably gonna do it on something that's like an 18 or a 20, you know. And also I need to get a little wool ball for the end of his hat there. That's the handle of the cup. So I think I'm just gonna use what I have and use the called for DMC on this, because actually it's charted in mostly DMC, 1 Weeks and 1 Gentle Arts. And I mean, I actually think I might have those colors. So maybe I'll use those too. Okay, it's 67 by 94. So that, I can do that this month. And then I got another Brenda Gervais. It's called Merry Noel. And I love that. I love how she finished that, so I'll probably finish mine into a pillow, I'm thinking. But I love the cardinal. Love, love, love it. Excuse me. Okay, one more chart that I got there. And you might be like, well, what made you get this? But it's Plum Street Samplers Bigfoot Bunch. My kid is obsessed with Bigfoot. I mean, we kind of all are. We love watching shows about it. And I said, I'm going to do this and make it into an ornament for her. If I can make it make sense with the size. I'm not sure. That'll be, it's 61 by 92. So yeah, I can probably make that work, right? Excuse me. Okay, then also while I was there, I got some little, like, not a full cut or like a proper cut, I guess. More like a scrappy cut of some fabrics. That's just a white. These were just kind of in a bin. I don't really, like, some of them I know the color, but this is smoky white. This one is Rustico. But I mean, like, this is 6.5 by 11.5. I can do 2 ornaments on that. I mean, this is, I don't know the color of that. This is called Bluebell. So, you know, just to have some small little cuts. I mean, obviously I save all of my cuts like this, but I thought, I'm gonna grab me some of those. And then the next place we went, excuse me, I dropped it. We went to the Cross Stitch Peddler, and that one's in Decatur, and we had a good time there. I got there right as they were about to close though, so I had to be really quick, and I don't do well in that situation. Like, I need time to look and plan and figure out. So I grabbed Plum Street Samplers, My Heart's Welcome. I love that blue house. This one is 75 by 60. And I got a piece of fabric there. This is Stormy Night. I'll take that one out and show you. excuse me for that sound, but this is a pretty, I had never had that color, so I thought, when I saw it, I thought like Halloween or Christmas. I don't know, it looked like a Halloweeny or a Christmassy sky to me. So now, and I got some threads that I needed while I was there too, but I've got 2 more things to show you, and I'm really excited to show them. Last year, if you follow me on Instagram or you watch Carrie from Tiger Lily, which I'm sure you do, we started on my birthday, July 1st of last year, Miss Lucy Calcutt, 1826. I found this at Patches and Stitches, my store that I went to yesterday. I had never seen it before. I pulled it out and I was like, I love this. I'm getting this right now. This is by Just Stitching Along. She's big. She is 281 by 380. That's really big. So we started stitching this last year, and Carrie and I did, and we had some friends join in as well. Now, let me tell you the fabric. Excuse me 1 second. I have it on my Tiger Lily project information card. Okay, this is on LFA Ada 18 count covered bridge. So I'm using 1 strand on it. She is completely done. I finished this whole, let's see. She's so big, you can't see. I'll show you some sections. There's that house. Now, red house on here, I changed mine to blue. And I'm so happy with it. Red border, changed mine to blue. I added some little blue flowers down in the bottom where she had the red, just to kind of tie it all in. Also, Carrie talked about this yesterday. The baskets on, I like that it's white on here, but I couldn't see it that good on my fabric, and I really wanted them to stand out. So I changed mine to a color that's in the pattern, you know, but it just wasn't white. And I tried a couple different ones. And they just weren't, I don't know, it wasn't showing up, but I love the color that I picked for that. When I first saw this pattern, that ribbon stood out to me. And also those flowers. Oh my gosh. This whole thing, I'm very pleased. I cannot wait to frame it. I love it. So I was close. I was not done. I mean, I could have kept working on this. I didn't have that bottom border done. And I did not have the top 2 with the baskets done like 3 weeks ago. I started working on it and I thought, my birthday's coming up. Can I finish this before July 1st? And I did. I did it. I just put my head down, focused on this. I wasn't monogamous, but I mean, I did focus on this. And I got it done. And I'm so excited. And I'm excited to get it framed. And I already have a frame, so I just need to get it in it. And that leads me to the last thing that I wanted to share was that me and Carrie from Tiger Lily Designs had been talking about what are we going to start for my birthday this year. And I have my birthday start in my April keeper. This is from the Tiger Lily Designs Project Keeper Club. It's a quarterly club. I get a new keeper along with stitching goodies every quarter. And it is my favorite thing. And July is coming up, right? Yeah. Yes, July. I'm getting one this month. I'm so excited to see it. can't wait. So I have it in here. And this one is big too. And she has 32 colors. So I knew I was gonna do DMC. And I keep all my DMC on bobbins. So I was like, well, I'm gonna need a floss keeper, you know, because the keepers that I get the double pocket. Because I love that because I can keep like multiple projects in it, but also sometimes on these big ones, I might need the floss storage. So it was a hard decision to make, but I'm happy with my choice on that. If you remember back, we started it in March, mid-March. Carrie did a sew along and it was a table runner. Well, funny enough, the fabric that I picked for that table runner was the same exact fabric line that she did on the project keeper, but she didn't tell me. Like it wasn't, I didn't know. I had no idea. In fact, I don't keep up that much with like quilting fabric, so I didn't even know like this was like a new line, or I mean, I just was like, I need 5 fat quarters, so I'm looking and I'm wanting it. I want something for this table runner that I'm doing. So what am I going to pick? Picked something that I just thought was pretty. Had no idea it was going to be the same fabric, but the ones I picked are slightly different from what's in the keeper. So when we made the table runner, I had some scraps left over and I used them to make, and I used them with her floss keeper pattern that you can buy to make a floss keeper. And so I had some of these left. I had 8 of them left and I used 6. And then I just cut some more squares, and this is the whole outside of it. And then these are the colors for the one that we started for my birthday. So you may be asking, what pattern are you starting? And I will show you. Last year for my birthday, my sister gave me a pattern, and I have wanted to start it every day since. But I have had these other big ones going, and I was saving it for like a special time, and this is the time. And this is my first ever Hands Across the Sea to do ever. And it's the Jane Hopkins beautiful floral, beautiful design. I'm so excited to finally get to stitch this. Every single time I see somebody on Instagram post it, I'm just instantly like, I want to stitch that right this second. So I can't believe I waited a year, but here we are. What am I using to stitch mine on? I'll show you my fabric. And I got a little start yesterday, and I'm excited to show you that. I'm using, well, and this is a little bit of a story that I'll tell you. So several months ago, I had seen a post on Instagram, and it was from a company, and they were showing their linens and Aidas and everything, and they had I can remember the post in my head. They were folded up, and it had the color, and it showed like, this is what it looks like in Aida or linen or whatever. And they had them sitting there, and I thought, this is beautiful, and Jane Hopkins would look really pretty on that. I didn't screenshot it. I was like, I'll remember that. I didn't. And I regretted it bad. Like, I couldn't find it again. Couldn't remember the company, the name, and nothing. It was a pinky neutral, and that's all I knew. So fast forward, I still didn't have my fabric for this a couple weeks ago. No clue. I kind of wanted that one in the back of my head, but I knew I couldn't find it. I just couldn't. So I go to the beach, and I go into a store there, Creative Needle Arts, I think is what it's called. And I love to go to that store when I'm down there. And I'm like, well, maybe I'll find my fabric there. I really wanted an LFA linens, but they are Sue, who dyes it, is in the process of moving, and like Treehouse Fiber Arts, it's just been out of stock every time I check. And so I'm like, you know, let me just look while I'm down here. That fabric that I wanted, they had one, and it was sitting there. At first, I didn't realize it was that one, right? I just saw it and I was like, ooh, that's so pretty. That's similar. It's kind of what I was envisioning, I guess. But then once I got it, I was like, wait a minute. I think this might be that same fabric. And so I went to the Instagram page, and their pictures are laid out just like I remembered. And I was like, I think I found that fabric. So I'm so excited. This is by Forbidden Fiber, what's it called? Forbidden Fiber Arts. And it's called Parliament. Let's see. Yeah. It's like a pinky neutral, really mottled. And this is my little start. I started in the center. I always do that. I mean, primarily, like 99% of the time. But I started on some of these leaves in the center, and I think it looks really pretty on this fabric, and I loved stitching on it last night. So I can't wait to get some more stitches in. I think she's gonna take me a little while, so I'm settled in, and maybe I can finish her before my next birthday, but we'll see. I'm not, you know, I don't get tied to like a deadline or anything, because I just have fun stitching on it, and it's fun. And it's fun when you're stitching with other people that are also stitching the same thing. A lot of people are already stitching this. If you already have it and maybe have started it and want to play along, or if you want to start it with us, we would love either one of those things. If you want to start it, or if you want to just watch our progress, or if you want to pull yours out and play along with us. I thought of some hashtags: Jane Hopkins B-Day Sal and Sarah's B-Day Sal. So if you want to pull yours out, because a lot of people already got that, you know, when it came out. Like I said, I've had mine for a year. I got it on my birthday last year. So we'd love to have you join us. I know Carrie kind of teased it in her videos a little bit about us starting one, and I'm sorry that I didn't announce it earlier, but you know, we had the beach, and I didn't even have my fabric before then, and it just, but it all came together at the end. So I would love to have you join us. We're gonna be working on this for a while. So please come along for the ride, whether it's just watching and cheering us on, or if you want to play. We'd love to have you. Come on. So that's really all I have for you today. Thank you for being here, for watching, for coming back, for subscribing. A lot of people sent me birthday messages. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. It was a good day. We had a lot of fun. Got some fun stuff at the shops, and maybe, you know, we can stitch on Jane together, or just look at her and talk about her and all the fun things. So thank you for being here. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.